So if you're somebody that rushes a lot, then that is because of childhood trauma and you will have a hypervigilant nervous system. But rather than talking to you about the psychology behind it, I want to help you learn how to reparent your inner child and teach you today how you can actually find the memories that are in relation to rushing so that when you actually work with those memories and you learn to make your inner child feel safe, you're going to stop rushing. And that's going to actually help your nervous system slow down. So let's get into it. So, what I'd love to show you is how I got to the bottom of my rushing through a role play between myself and LK. Never seen me before. My name's Kel, and I am known as Daddy to LK. LK is 4. She is my true energetic inner child, and she was never real. She's never in a photo. She is just the collection of all my trauma between 0 and 9 in one energetic little being. So I'm just going to show you how I went about having this conversation with her. I think it's about sort of 3 or 4 weeks ago now, but how you can follow the same theme. So here we go. LK, are you there? It's Daddy. Yeah. Hey, LK. I'd love to really talk to you today about why we rush. Okay. And I know that you know why, don't you, little lady? Maybe, Daddy. Okay, so there's a couple of things I've noticed, and I want to know if you can give me the memories so that we can work through them. And I'd love to give you a really practical solution that we can do together to stop us rushing. Are you open to that, baby girl? Yeah. Not going to get in trouble, though, am I, Daddy? LK, you're not in trouble, sweetheart. I promise you. I want you to know we're having this conversation because, number one, when Daddy's doing Daddy's study, so you know Daddy studies in the morning between kind of 6 a.m. till 7 a.m., just so that Daddy can get his CPD done because he's a trauma practitioner and you've got to do 24 hours a year. One of the things that I've noticed, LK, is when we do every single module for the course we're currently studying, I've noticed that I feel like I'm rushed and I'm pushed. And I know that's to do with you. Is that right? Yeah, Daddy, that would be right. It's because it's boring, though. Okay, but is there something behind that, LK? And is there something behind why you rush? Well, yeah, we always rushed as children. Always. Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about why we rushed? Well, yeah, because Mum used to always be on the go all the time. And when we used to get to school, we used to get woken up with like 10 minutes to go before we get to school. Okay, I remember those days. I remember those days of Mother when she would come in and she would tell us that we were late. And I think sometimes, if I'm really honest with you, LK, I think Mother did that because that was just something that she liked to do and always kept us in a rush. So, LK, what I really want to understand though is there's another problem with rushing that I've really noticed. Are you open to also talking about that? Because again, LK, I really want you to know that none of this is your fault. And as your loving parent and as your daddy, my job is to help you stop doing these things, but understand why, so that I can give you an alternative way of being. So, can I talk to you about another thing that I've really felt that we rush? Are you open to that, LK? Yeah, Daddy. Again, me's not in trouble, right? No, LK, you're not in trouble, my darling, I promise you. And you are good enough, okay? I need to just remind you, you are good enough, all right? So, Daddy would like to talk to you about why we rush our food. Because one of the things that's really become apparent to me is sometimes I'm able to just literally not be present when I'm eating, and before I know it, the food's all gone. Well, yeah, that's right. Okay, okay. So Daddy wants to know though, sweetheart, why are we rushing our food? Well, it used to be a game. We used to have to play a game with brother so that we would eat the quickest because then we could go out and play. Ah, so do you still think that happens now and we need to rush our food because you still want to go out and play or you want to go and do different things? Well, yeah, that's true, right? Because it's a game. And plus, I gotta be honest, Daddy, like, Mother always ate fast all the time. And to be honest as well, Daddy, let me tell you, Mother's food was crap. Okay, language, sweetheart. Okay. Well, just saying, Daddy, the food was awful. Yeah, I know Mother wasn't the best cook in the whole wide world, was she? Okay. But what I know we can make a joke of it, LK, because I absolutely love your sense of humor and I think it's brilliant. But there's a couple of things that I really want to just work through with you. Okay, are you open to that so that we can find a solution? Well, yeah, okay, Daddy, that would be okay. All right, okay. So what I want to say is let's talk about the food thing first, okay? So how about when we are having our dinner, how about I'm not going to make you do the whole pause and chew 20 times because we used to try and do that, didn't we, with Daddy a couple of years ago? Yeah, that was stupid. How can you chew a lettuce leaf 20 times? I know, LK, I know. That was when Daddy was being a little bit silly with food, okay? But how about when we are eating our dinner, how about we're present? We don't use our phone anyway, but how about we also stop reading our book now when we're having dinner? Would that help you? Well, yeah. And how about if Daddy said that a main meal should take at least 7 to 8 minutes? But we're present, and how about we enjoy the food in our mouth? Because Daddy's a really good cook, right? Daddy cooks really good. I know. Daddy's been doing some cookery lessons, so Daddy makes really good food, yeah? Because we're going to have a family, LK, so we got to get this thing sorted, all right? Yeah, Daddy, we have. Okay, cool. So, what I want to say is, how about when we have dinner, we are totally present and we enjoy the food together? And how about you can have your food next to me? Would that work for you? Yeah, that'll be cool, Daddy. Okay, cool. So, how about when we have dinner tonight, because we've got a really nice dinner tonight, Daddy's going to cook, that we have dinner together, but we slow down and we take our time to eat the things that we need to eat. And we enjoy our food because we've been enjoying our food lately, haven't we? But then last night, because I was so busy at work, I know Daddy was bad and dinner was gone really quickly because I had to get to a client. So I just want to say I'm sorry there, LK, that I wasn't so present last night. Well, that's okay, Daddy. Thank you for saying sorry. Okay. All right. So is that okay then on the food that we actually, that's the kind of what I'm putting in place there in terms of the precedent, yeah? Okay, Daddy. And then the other one with Daddy doing the study 4 mornings a week is I would really love to not feel pressured and rushed by you. So how about you go and play out with the dogs in the back garden? You go and play with Meg, Jackie, and Archie, okay? And you go and play out with them when Daddy's doing the study. Would that be good? Well, that would be better, yeah. Okay. And if Daddy does feel you rushing and trying to scroll to the bottom of the module, because Daddy's got to take all this in, so Daddy gets another, pass another qualification to be even more qualified in doing what Daddy does. So how about rather than you being inside of Daddy and looking at Daddy's screen, because I can feel you sighing and huffing, LK. How about you go off and you play with Jack because he's our puppy, and you go and play with Archie and Meg, and they are always playing in the back garden, and they're always, well, Jack and Meg are always playing all the time. So, how does that sound, LK? That sounds good, Daddy. Okay, and how about if I do feel like we're being rushed in any other area of our lives, how about I just literally say, LK, it's Daddy, we're rushing again, you're not in trouble, but I really want you just to be very mindful that we're rushing. Is that okay? Yeah, that's okay, Daddy. Okay, because what I really want to get to is a place where we don't need to rush because we don't generally rush in our lives anymore. We're really present, we take our time, we've always got loads of time to do our journaling and our reflections and all sorts. Yeah, like everything's really slow now. Yeah, so it's just those two parts that Daddy has really felt you've been pushing and rushing, Daddy. Okay? Okay, Daddy. All right, okay. Well, I love you. And like I say, thank you for being amazing and incredible and working with me through that. And then we're going to try those going forward. And how about, LK, we review it in a week and then we review it in a month's time? Does that really help you? Yeah, that'll be good, Daddy. Thank you very much. Okay, cool. Daddy loves you, baby girl. You are the best girl in the whole wide world. Ah, Daddy, I love you too. Okay. All right, okay. Take care. Cool. So that was like a pretty much the conversation that I had with my inner child about sort of, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And even yesterday, I had another conversation with her. And I've showed you that because that's how we reparent. So, what I'd love you to do as a takeaway from here today is sit and go, okay, cool. So, for me, you've got to understand why you do what you do. And when we were children, a lot of us learned to rush because we had the game. So can you see there was no trauma there though? There wasn't any massive trauma. It was quite simply that my inner child learned to rush because it was a competition with her brother to get things done as quickly as possible so she could go out and play cricket. And it was also a competition, that my mother used to do things. Yes, there was a little bit of trauma around, my mum was always hypervigilant continuously. And my mum used to give us 5 minutes to get ready and all kinds of things, but ultimately, like, there wasn't any massive trauma. And one of the things that's really important when we start working with like our inner child and also other parts of us is it's not always trauma or something big that has happened. And I want you to think about how many things were you told as a child that actually you do now, because that's how you're going to transform your life. That's how you're going to have those massive breakthroughs, because you're actually going to sit there, and when you become curious, that's when you start to heal. So I've shown you that as an example, and I hope my reparenting videos are really helping you, because for me, that's how we're going to really change. But otherwise, what's going to happen is you try, how many times have you tried new techniques? But what you need to do, from my perspective as an inner child practitioner, is actually talk to the source. Because I want to leave you with this, right? Isn't everything you learned, didn't you learn it as a kid? Because that's what's playing out in your life now, right? Think about that. Anyway, I really hope this video has helped. If you want to come and join my community, it's some great people over there. And oh my God, we had a mind-blowing session last night over some things. And some of the people in the community, they're really, really doing some deep, deep work. And it's just a pleasure to be with them. So if you want to be part of my free school community, it's just beneath there. But anyway, I hope this reparent video really helped you. If you do want me to make any other reparent videos, or you want a topic and you're like, Cal, how would I reparent this situation? Just pop it in the comments for me and I would gladly make that for you. Anyway, I hope this one has helped, and I'll catch you on the video again soon. All right, cheers, take care, ta-da, bye-bye.